Wagwan lads, welcome back to the KingMagna channel, where today I wanted to talk about a whole, big, massive, dirty situation that's been going on recently. This involves internet celebrity, personality, whatever you want to call him, Chris Chan, who is thought of as one of the most documented people on the internet. They've had years and years, I'd say 15 years plus of documentation on the internet, showing how actually fucking insane they are. And recently they were actually let out of jail, as they were in jail for, I believe, a year and a half for raping their mother. Their mother is an elderly, demented lady, and actually took advantage of that and raped her without her being fully conscious. I'll play the audio clip proof of that now.
The G-spot, because apparently I don't believe Ethan, Mr. C, any of her past boyfriends and ex-husbands, they haven't really reached and hit her G-spot really in their dicks. Approached her with care and caution, so I just gave her comfort and talked with her, and we just branched out slow and steady, and then I encouraged her positively, let her make the first move. She wanted to do it. And
she did? Really? She made the first move?
Yeah. I think she was partially confused at one point, but then she came around, obviously. But it took us a few nights to figure out what felt right and what didn't feel right. And
does your mother enjoy it?
Yeah, she's having a good time. Literally.
She is.
So why were they released from prison? So originally, I wanted to wait a few days out this before, because it was thought of as they were released from bond. Okay, so when you're on prison, there's a set number you can get paid to get out of prison. People believe that. I kind of had a little hunch that it wasn't true, because we didn't actually know who paid for their bond as well. Chris Chan virtually has no family that were willing to pay it. Why would anyone pay this elderly raper out of prison? She did a terrible thing. She shouldn't be allowed out of prison. And, it actually turned out that was a mistake due to the court, sending a wrong email or something. I can't actually remember the full thing. But there is an updated thing where it's due to court order, which basically they just did their time, which is completely different. And it's kind of upsetting that, the courts did actually just fuck up on that incredibly, because this is a very big person to talk about. This is a very big personality who's had years of documentation. It would be nice to know the actual truth of what's been going on. So now that they're released, what will happen to Chris Chan? People are saying, oh, Chris is going to be put in a group home, which I think is probably the most likely answer. I think a shared house, group home, whatever, I don't know what they call it in America, is the most likely thing to go on, because they need to have constant supervision. They need to make sure they don't go on the internet, because if Chris Chan goes to the internet, it'll all happen again. The reason Chris Chan is so insane is because of the internet. He was the target of bullying for about 10 years plus, and it's insane that, people are kind of wanting the saga to go on. I saw some tweets, I don't actually have the tweets because I just started scrolling through, about Chris Chan. They wanted to see Chris Chan keep going. In my opinion, I think the saga should have ended when they were in prison. It's like the Marvel franchise. At Endgame, it should have ended. Prison, it's over. It's all done. Anything after it is just sad and pathetic. It's just not needed at all. And if the Chris Chan content keeps coming, I'm not going to update anymore, because I just don't care. This is kind of just an FYI that Chris Chan isn't in prison anymore. It's definitely not, because it's a really dry day. If they weren't to go to a group home, where would they go? I don't think they're allowed to be homeless. Some people were saying they can't get a job. Yes, they won't be able to get a job. They'll probably be in some tax-paid, asylum or something. I can't imagine they'll be in a nice place. They won't be allowed to be homeless, because that's, in my opinion, too much freedom. I think they're too insane of a person to be allowed that kind of freedom. And yeah, it's a very, very weird situation to talk about, because Chris Chan really is like the most insane person you can find on the internet. And it's kind of sad that, they went and did what they did. Because Chris Chan's mother is completely unconscious. When people get to a certain age, they get demented, their brain just doesn't work properly. There is actually video proof of Chris Chan's mother not being all the way there. And this is from a few years ago as well. When Chris Chan wasn't in prison, just before, he filmed his mother asking for donations so they could, live off the money. And I'll play that clip for you now. She is completely out of it. She's too old. She just doesn't understand what's going on around her.
We are in need of donations for food. Please consider us. Thank you.
And yeah, that's basically it from this video. I just wanted to do a little update on the Chris Chan situation, because it is actually insane that this man is... It is actually saying that this person is now free, and they've somehow served their sentence of 1.5 years. In my opinion, raping your mother, that's probably should be more than a year. I'd probably say like at least 10 years to life. I that's my opinion. I think that's something truly despicable. But anyway, that's all I've got to say, and see you.